Alright everyone, welcome to the Banner Saga 2. We're going to go ahead and start the recap. I'm going to talk through it and explain some stuff. Sorry it has taken so long for me to get this video out. The problems that I've run into is that yesterday when the game came out, I was busy. I was on a set all day, so I didn't have time. And then today I get up in the morning, I download it. I had to buy it, download it because I didn't pre-order it. Should have, whatever. Start downloading it when I eat some breakfast and get back and I'm ready. I start recording. Record for a little over an hour and a half, and I don't exit out of the game, but I go to I tab out, go back to Audacity and what's the other one called, OBS. And as soon as I'm about to click save on or like export and stuff to to cut out the 1, 2, 3, the syncing, which I do, my computer crashes. So I lose all of the data. So I'm having to restart, and this is basically a refresher for those of you who didn't watch or play, didn't play the first one or watch my LP of it. By the way, I have an LP of the first Banner Saga, and it is great, I think. I would say it's easily the best LP I've ever done. It may even be the best thing I've ever done, like in my entire life. Like even one time I helped an old lady with her bags. Yeah, I took them from her and pushed her down, looked like she wanted to go somewhere, so I just tripped her. I just tripped her and gave her like a shove, like a nice, like a martial arts trip. You you pull their leg out from under them with your leg, and then you push on their torso, like the sternum area, and they go down. Yeah, and I just took her bags and I put them in a car and drove off. Didn't even put them in my car. I put them in a random car, and I thought could have been hers. And then I drove off. So I want to show you the flag. It's that one. That's what I'm choosing to use, or our banner. And new game. Because again, I crashed. Import saved game. Yes, and it is Profile 2. Yep. Which confused me because I thought that we have Rook survive. And for those of you wondering, I chose at the end. You had to choose who would fight or who would be the distraction for the thing, and it was like the final boss, and you either choose Rook or his daughter Alette. I chose Rook to sacrifice himself, and he dies. You get crushed to death. It's pretty tough. And Alette got the final kill, or the final weakening. I think actually Ivor here got the final one, which I like. I do think this is more appropriate. It would kind of turn it into, I don't know, it'd be good. It'd be good. And I was thinking, people to play, or just person, if they made a movie of this, I was thinking, one, I met a guy who looks a lot like Rook, so he could probably do it. I don't know if what his acting chops are, but he may have been able to do it. But beyond that, Viggo Mortensen definitely would be great.
The human capital. But the river
so who knows? I'm gonna try to do voices, by the way, and they're not gonna be good. I already tried it, and they're not good. I think the one for Alette and Odilith is gonna be as good as I'm gonna be. It's probably the best I got, considering I think you have to give me a lot of slack the fact that I am a guy and I'm not naturally talented enough to do female voices, unless I can maybe do like silly ones like on Bob's Burgers, which is mostly voiced by guys. The only one I think is one does Louise and what the hell? Right, Andy and all. Okay, move away from those glowing rocks. This one's mine. Damn it! I'm doing the wrong kind of accent. I'm sorry about that. They are Scandinavian. Oh boy, those things are terrifying. Sling fighters. No kidding. No, the depths with you. Alright, a little better. I love his haircut, by the way. I wouldn't do the ponytail myself. I'd probably just do the mohawk, but ponytails, he's doing it. It's tough. We'll handle the rest. Pull back. I should have screamed it, but I didn't want to, I guess. My thanks, strangers. Better to let him keep fighting. Alright, I know how to play the video games. We're gonna go up. I know how to play the video. I know how to play the video. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Damn it. Stop. I'm about to smack you. Yeah, I forgot Ivor uses an axe now. I used to use a mace and shield, but kind of hard to use both those things at the same time. What? I know. Oh, sorry, yeah. They smash through objects. There's now obstacles. There didn't used to be. And they look kind of weird. Right? They look a little like they're just put in. It's... I didn't realize that before. But they kind of don't look... Okay, yeah, I know. I know. They don't look... They don't look very good for some reason. Do they? They kind of look like they don't match. Alright, like compare them to the arrows here. They just don't... I kind of just don't... I don't like how they look. I know I don't want to insult this. This is a sequel to like one of my favorite games. But shit. I didn't actually get to choose rest, but it's all good. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that, which is what it wants us to do. Dude, stop that. Did you see that? Spinning it on his middle finger? Probably middle finger. Could have been index. Either's possible. Okay. The villagers' reactions range from terrified by the foes to awestruck at your arrival. The leader approaches and bows in front of Ivor. Your timing makes me think the gods have returned. Please, He stops, then Ivor nods his head towards you. The man peers under your hood. A girl, those who saved us from... A girl leads those who saved us from those things? She ordered us to land, and those things are a dredge, like the ones you probably heard about as a kid. Between losing so many clansmen and this, I feel I'm not myself. I thank you, child. He whips his cloak back with a flourish, which seems just like, what a weird, like, kind of like, yeah. I am Elio, the Scald. And your name? Alette, and this is Ivor. Name's destined for history. Sounds like the brave poet is going to use us in a few proper verses. I'll even make them rhyme, given the time. Eh? Almost? Actually, it does, because you could spell rhyme with an I. Okay. His smile seems genuine, as much as the concern that follows. Do you have any idea what might be causing the deep rumbling underfoot? Deep rumbling? Could it be the giant serpent again? The serpent in the sun? Radimir? I'm no holy man, but joking about dead gods feels wrong. I don't think the sun serpent would break mountains and try to swallow us all. Who could say with the sun stopped in the sky like it is? Elio looks skeptical. Tell me, did you just come from Borisgard? We heard rumor the son de Bellower was sacking the town. We killed Bellower. Elio pauses and looks to Ivor, who confirms your statement with a nod. History, indeed! Sundir slayers are among us. Sorry. Dips! There's so many questions to ask. They'll have to wait until we're safely back on the longships and leaving this place. The Scald nods his understanding, but another question creases his brow. Leave? Not to sound ungrateful, but this place, it's all we have. It's our home. I felt the same when Skoga was overrun. Okay. Except we had the sense to leave while we were able. But my children, you do not understand. I know exactly what it means to be a child stripped from your home and family. Elio takes a step back before lowering his head. Packing and tending to our dead will take some time, but I'll have everyone on ship soon. You watch Elio rejoin his family. Moves his hands too much when he talks. Unsettling. It's unsettling. That was almost like Irish, Scottish, I don't know, Welsh maybe. You smile but say nothing. People thinking we're heroes now. The world is breaking in more ways than one. It still is. I can't help it. Okay. It's not the first time you've been called a hero, Ignar. I don't remember. If you guys know how to pronounce any Scandinavian people or people who speak or understand the grammar of Scandinavian languages, please tell me how to pronounce that. Because the N is throwing me off. Like Yivgar, I could probably say, but the N throws me off. I like this. Ivor, your father's closest friend, looks unamused. He is one of the giants known as Varl, and he has fought the Dredge in the northern winters, personally killed one of their general, the Sunder Raz, and lost an arm to the Sunder Bellower. Okay, asterisk here, this is a fact. Your humor reminds me of your father's, since we're talking about the things we'd rather avoid. That was kind of Russian, I'm sorry. I just keep hoping I'll wake up and see my dad again. Yeah. I keep thinking this is one of Rook's pranks, like when he made your mother think he had the plague. However, smile fades when he sees your face. Sorry, I'm sure thinking about losing one parent is hard enough. I like hearing how they were together. Happy humans, I used to call them. She made him smile, he made her laugh. You look so much like her when you smile. The entire caravan seems to enjoy it too. He walks towards the village, leaving you alone with your thoughts. I think I did alright there. Obviously, except for Ivor. I'm bad at him. I've not gotten very far in the game. I screwed about a bit, and I'm not kidding, I spent like 3 minutes on the importing my save because I wasn't right. I wasn't sure. I didn't remember doing a let, but I did. Having a let save. And also there's a tutorial part, or a training area part coming up. Now I will attempt once, but I tried it twice. Chapter 8, From Their Homes Must All Flee. Not the best time. -5 supplies. Okay. The traveling merchants are surprisingly well stocked. Ubin, the old Varl, Dub Scrivener, says Borisgard, our numbers have grown. People have scavenged for food and eaten it too. Regardless, we'll need plenty of supplies considering our destination. Thanks, Ubin, because that's just like tutorial stuff. Of course, he says. So, almost forgot. There's something ruffling the feathers of the Ravens, the mercenaries who followed us from Borisgard. Chat with their leader, Bolter, but be careful. He's not like other Varl. Okay, that was bad. I keep going to a Russian. I can do it. I know I can do it. Now I'm gonna buy. What I'm gonna do here, and I gotta explain this. It says 3, and you confirm, right? And it tells us about items. Yeah. The item that seems the most interesting to me here, and it's not here. These are all different items. What? These are completely different items. Okay, something that it may have explained, maybe it didn't. I think it might explain it later. This is how much renown it takes. Renown? No, not renown. This is whatever this is. It takes. That is renown, right? No? Whatever. It takes, and this is the level the character needs to be to use it. We can't use this one, or this one. We can use this one on some, and this one on pretty much all of our characters. But there was one that did something really good, but I don't remember it, but it's not here. I meant to just sort of read what it does. Okay, let me just read the descriptions. The figurine's broken shield reminds you of what needs to happen on the battlefield. Right, break their armor. Okay, another shield. A ring, bygone. I don't know. Bygone king and slave. Begone kings and slaves, scribes and warriors. An eternal promise of strength for the task at hand. Talent ranks plus 20% to extra. That's pretty good, but it's not great. This is actually not a bad weapon. But we've only got 8 renown, so we can't actually afford it. Let's see. Irid Fang. A cursed fang said to fill itself with blood of its enemies and grant power to those who would keep it full. This is actually really good. Like, you'd give that to, like, Hakon or... Okay, now, hold on. That will make sense soon. I was going to buy... Originally, I bought some more supplies. We're fine for now. I'm going to speak to Odlif, and then I'll get to the story part. But that's going to be a really good weapon. Or item. Or one character in particular. We could also use it in Hakon, like I said, but there's a character that would be great on. Odlif, a friend and mentor, is demonstrating fletching an arrow to a few people as you approach. Okay. Give us a moment, will you? The group walks away as Odlif stands and wipes loose feathers from her tunic. Those people owe you their lives. Your decision to stop here saved every one of them. Well, our clansmen all agreed. Don't be naive. Saving people is what you do, what your father did. Those under this banner agreed because they follow you. I skipped something, sorry. They respected Rook, and their respect has passed to you. Give them any reason to doubt you, and it'll vanish. Then I won't give them the reason to doubt. She stares at you for a drawn-out moment before nodding, her demeanor softens. I wanted to discuss the clansmen. They're good at scavenging for food, and the more we have, the more food they'll find. Training some of them to fight will help keep the others safe, but it takes time, and I'm not sure how much of that we have to spare. As our leader, you're expected to decide how many fight and how many look for food. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Oda. You turn to leave, but Odlif stops you. She grabs you in a tight hug. Uruk had a way of making it easy for all of us to be stronger. Her words seem to be as much for her as they are for you. So, as I said, I think that I do good enough for them. The problem is that I'm not able to really differentiate their voices. You know? Like, I don't know if I should go high or what for Elet. I try to go lower for Odlif, but I think it could, turn kind of like more of a guy, but whatever. The Varl mercenary leader, Bolverk, and a rather large female fighter are talking to you now, a member of the Spell-Weaving Menders Council. Bolverk looks annoyed, nothing unusual. There is no haggling on this. You already accepted the offer in Boriscard.
Get this one to do it.
That's okay. Get me to do what? If Yuno is surprised by your presence, it doesn't show. She continues to stare straight at the wall. Elet is seeing the survival of the caravan, something I doubt you care to do.
She's a little smart for such a big role, isn't she?
Okay, I did this one and I did kind of mess up. I did, and you're big for your small role. I thought that, like, she would be like, oh, she's the big warrior type, woman, and she jokes, she's sarcastic, you give it back, she likes that. No, this hurts her feelings. And I think that's great, because even though she's big, tough, and all that stuff, I think she's self-conscious about it, she doesn't like that, and it hurts her feelings. I think that's good, because she's not just one-dimensional. I assumed she was one-dimensional, but she's not. She's like an actual person. Don't talk about me like I'm not here. Okay. You're right. Sorry for being rude. Unfortunately, this is a private matter. Her look at Bolverk says she expects him to keep it private. Ivan needs my help with healing the wounded, but we should leave soon. See Hakon at the dock when you're ready. Leaves without another word. But yeah.
Fane Vorka. One of these days, Claw and Fang will get thirsty for Spellweaver blood.
Claw and Fang? He's axes. Maybe. The large axe heads are polished, the blades sharp, and the cheeks scarred from plenty of use, but it's the gray handles that stand out. They're unlike anything you've seen before.
So, you're leading this rabble now?
Only to Arbering. They need his King Monilov's job.
Like he's got the answer to any of this. He'd probably piss himself if he ever see a drudge.
I think it's okay to mispronounce words for him, because they write them fine, but he's obviously a little barbaric and not as intelligent as Varl, and a lot of Varl are very intelligent, but he's a little stupid. The pigtail fighter laughs. What's your name?
I'm Folka, shield maiden in charge of keeping the ravens alive.
Bolverk gives her a stern look, but she doesn't back down. I already know who you are, chieftain. I heard there's a problem I should know about. The Varl seems to grow taller and more wild as he takes a step toward you.
You stopping to save every fiend idiot along the river will get us all killed.
Makes more sense only to stop the ships when we need supplies.
And get rid of the half the useless people too. They're slowing us down.
That's not going to happen.
We'll see what happens when you really get desperate, kid. If you've even still in charge of these fools.
Bolverk snorts and turns his attention to a large sealed cart behind him. His bear cloak behind indicates the conversation is over. His bear cloak back. Okay, I screwed that up the first time too. Alright, we have nothing else that we really need to do. Yes. So we'll go ahead and leave. Okay, the wooden planks of the well-used dock creak as you walk across them. Hakon, a warrior recently acknowledged as a king of the Varl, paces on the dock.
Not sure I was made for this, he says as you approach. Commanding battle is one thing, but deciding how many chickens we need to bring?
I'm just as lost as you are on this.
Never thought I'd have something in common with a human girl.
Hakon says, smiling.
But you still have to prove to your people a girl can lead. I don't envy you that battle.
He looks around and shrugs.
Looks like we're ready. Let's sail.
Okay. After lighting the funeral pyre, the last villagers find seats on a rickety longship built of scrap wood, scavenged in Boristgard. The ravens find space around a large cart on their black-sailed vessel, or slowly move all the boats into the river's current. This is going to hurt my throat a little bit. Unfortunately. But I'll push through. Like this. Oh, okay. The complaints of a few are going.
What does she really know about getting us to Arbering safely?
Smith says. A few others chime in with agreement.
Her father was something else, but her? She should be looking for a husband, not telling me what to do.
Some laugh, others encourage him. Olaf looks at the group of men before turning to you. She seems interested in hearing your response. And the one I picked was, my father was great. I hope to be remembered as fondly. Okay.
Turuk, someone shouts, and to his blood flowing through it.
The caravan joins in, cheering, drowning out the complaints of the smith and his man. Olaf gives you a faint smile. And they helped our morale. It's not good, but it helped it. By the way, for those of you who don't know how this game works, those Smith and that guy, those guys are probably going to be a problem. Yeah. Elio looks ill. At least it's not the brackish sea. Yeah. He whispers to himself as he steps around rowers and baggage to speak with you.
I'm not sure we were all built for aquatic voyages, he says, and I hear Arbering is quite a distance away. My people could use a few hours rest on solid ground.
Okay, you guys are Viking types. You're seaworthy folk. You're supposed to be sailing. Oh well. The hopeful looks from others sway you, and you signal for the ships to make land.
Would you mind telling me would you mind telling me why the capital is our destination? Elio asks.
I'm gonna choose this. I chose this. This is not what he wants. He wants, I guess, this. I won't be able to cheat like with this stuff before. This could also still be wrong. It could be this. Arboringe's walls have never been breached.
Ah, of course. The growing walls should certainly keep a dredge army at bay. Shouldn't they?
You say nothing.
Dredge,
Heather says almost as an awe.
Man and Varl's storied foe from ever so long ago. But they're real, and here. How have they made it so far south?
His glance at the Varl is met with both anger and shame. The longship rocks gently, and Scad grabs a rope to steady himself.
If only we had the fabled horses to ride upon. We'd outpace the dredge and be on sound footing.
His dramatized misery is almost as amusing as his thanks when he steps back onto land. And morale has improved. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. This is the map of the world. You can explore it by dragging the mouse to pan and using the mouse wheel to zoom. Okay, location, yeah, all that stuff. I don't need to read this stuff. I can already know. Alright, let's okay. Learn about Boristgard. An aging and senile mess of a city that can't remember whether it wants to sell you something or steal everything you've got. While Ormsdar grew early into an important hub of trade, its twin city Boristgard became the place to buy things nobody else was willing to hawk. It's greatly supported by the potent items harvested in the Rainflick and the Tistle, and the Rainfnick, and the Tistle, and plagued by huge disparities between the extremely rich and the suffering poor. We'll read about Toothpick Wood. Now we've got to read about Ormsdar as well. As storm led some of the first men east, Ormsdar was one of the most important places they settled, nestled in the crook where the Ormsa River splits. If Borisgard and Ormstar were twins, Ormstar would be the righteous brother trying to keep his evil twin from hurting anyone else. And we're also going to have to read Arbor Ring. Arbor Ring, from humble beginnings to the eventual seat of power of the king, Arbor Ring is the most populated and contested city throughout the human lands. Its towering obsidian walls have been pulled from the depths by the weaving power of the Menders. As each new generation of residents builds another ring of walls, the city continues to grow larger, more indulgent, and more dangerous. Alright. I will read just a few things. I'll read Deep Moat, where the Olmus River eventually opens into a deep lake. Deep Moat promises a thriving industry for Borisgard. That was before overfishing and polluting eventually ruined the lake, taking with it Borisgard's ambitions of becoming a capital mankind in the east. And Toothpick Wood, why not? The butt end of the sprawling wood that comes to a point and was split by roads forged by early settlers, though it may be just as well known for the reward it reaped from the fat pheasants that have been all hunted to extinction. And we'll read, why not, Stormlund, which is where we are. Rundval was a vast nation. The Civil War divided mankind, and a leader named Strom set out for the east, intent on creating a new kingdom there. The dream died with Strom, and the lands would become unified again, but the name stuck. Alright, anything else? There's also this place. Okay, yeah, Swart Bog. A stinking mire of mud and marsh, crushing disappointment to Strom and the early men, hoping to carve out a new land for themselves in the east. Even the horseborn do not linger where the earth pulls the unwary into the ground with every seeping step. Alright, I think that's enough for now. And this is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a shorter episode, but I am going to end as soon as this does all that. We'll do that on the next time.